This webinar is now streaming live on Facebook. Yay! Happy Friday evening. I'm Cindy Harrison, the host of Create This. And tonight, we're going to be creating a card, another card. I know, I'm just not very, creative, right?
I like cards.
There you go. See?
You can hear me or not, but
I can hear you.
well, as long as
I like hearing you. That's my BFF, Melissa Reyes, helping me behind the curtain. Not literally, I wish. So this is called iris folding. And iris folding is named because it looks like the iris of a camera shutter, how it closes up and opens. And that's what this is all about. And this is a great way of using your leftover scraps from after scrapbooking or making other cards. And you have all these little pieces hanging around. You don't know what to do with them. This is a great way of using it. So here's a card I made a while ago. And what you're going to want to have at least is two pieces. You're going to want to have a top piece and a bottom piece to cover up the ugliness that's going to be behind here, because it is going to be ugly. You don't want to see that ugliness. And we're starting off with a template. Now, I had gotten this template from a website called irisfolding.circleofcrafters.com, and they had a bunch of free templates, and they're no longer in existence. But you can just Google it. I mean, this is a pretty generic template. This has a triangle in the middle. First off, I take a piece of cardstock. I took a piece of cardstock that was 8.5 by 11, and I cut it in half. This half I'm going to use as my card. You would then score it in half, and that would be your card. The other half, I cut a piece that would fit inside this piece, and it's hard to see, that would fit inside this piece, leaving like a 1/4 inch margin all the way around. Then I held this up to a light, or you can have 2 sheets of paper. If you have 2 sheets of paper, you can cut this out and then trace it on here. But I held it up to the light so that I centered that heart on my card. I am a painter, so I always have graphite paper on hand, the old-fashioned like carbon paper. And you take something with a soft tip and you trace that, or you can use a pencil. Pencils have soft tips. And I'm going to trace this on here. Just the outline, not the whole thing. So now I have my heart on here. Now we need to cut it out. You can either use your traditional scissors, or if you are a true scrapbooker and you have one of these friskers, this has a very fine, I don't know if you can see it, very fine X-Acto blade down there. And what I do is I plant that X-Acto knife on a line drawing, and then I freehand go around and cut it out. Not everybody has one of those. What you'll want to do is poke a hole in here and then go up to the line, and then you're going to proceed to cut that out. Okay? I'm going to put that aside because I already have one cut out here. Now I'm going to take my actual template, and I am going to tape it down so it doesn't fly away on me. So I tape that down, and now my template, make sure you have a good side and a bad side. I had got a little scuff here, so that's going to be the bad side that we're not going to see. The back side of it that's going to be hidden. Take some masking tape And the best thing to do is put masking tape on your clothes and pick it off so that it's all furry, less tack, and it will be less tear on your paper. And I'm going to go to the outside edge on both sides. Now, if you have a second copy of this template, there's a guide here talking about patterns and colors. A, B, and C. It's a triangle, has 3 sides. You can use all one color or you can use 3 different colors. It won't really work well with 2 colors. Again, it's 3 sides. If you want a square in the center, you can then use 2 colors. See what I mean? Because it's like a square. So you'd have 2 colors. The next thing we're going to do, that aside, is you're going to cut up your sheets of paper. And typically my scrapbook paper is 12 by 12. And I cut them up into 3/4 inch strips. They're all 12 inches long, but they're 3/4 inch strips wide. I have 3 different colors here, as you can see, and they're coordinating colors. Take 1 strip at a time and do this while you're watching television with your honey. And you're going to fold over about 1/4 of that strip. And if I do it on a darker one, you'll see what I'm saying. So I start by folding it over so that the piece I folded over is kind of in the center. In the center of the remaining section. Without giving yourself a paper cut. And then put that aside. Now, within this heart, you'll see a bunch of numbers. And I hope it's not mirror image for you. It's mirror imaged for me. But you're going to see a bunch of numbers. 1, 2, and then 3's over here, 4, 5, 6, 7 goes across here. See how that works? So what I'm going to do is decide what color is what is which section. The easiest way to keep track of that is to have that second piece with that letters. So what you can do is, tape a little section so you know color A is this, color B will be that, and color C will be this one. And then you follow the numbers. So let's start with color A, or the hearts. That's going to be number 1. You want to turn it over and place the folded side, the leftover up. And where number 1 is, you're going to follow that line with your piece of paper. You're going to take a very small piece of Scotch tape, and I like Scotch tape, and you're going to tape it on here, on the back of this. Cut the excess off and tape that down. This uses up a lot of tape, but it really has an awesome effect when you're done with it. Color number 2, let's make that the pink. Color B, and that would be your number 2. And you're going to bring that across here. Tape that down. Awesome. So cut that off and tape this down. So sometimes we have to cut the tape in half. And if you're going to be doing this for a lot, you might want to just have a bunch of pieces of tape already cut up and or torn off and waiting for you. The best thing to have is one that has that's weighted with some sand. It's easier to pull off. Okay. Now, let's go back. Color, we're going to go back to A and put on number 3. Now this, you're going to put a little bit on an angle from the original one that you've gone there. We'll cut that off. And see how it, you know, if you don't want to use the, you know, if you have scraps, you can use scraps. Just make sure that you have ones that are long enough, and I'm going to cut off a little excess there, long enough to go around your design. They don't have to be 12 inches long. They can be shorter. The 4th one is back to the pink. Sometimes I want to straighten that out. I did this one year. For some reason, I thought it would be a great Christmas card idea. And when we get closer to Christmas, we will do one. And you can decide whether it was a great idea or not. But I sat there one night in front of the television in the winter, and I made, I don't know, 25, 30 greeting cards, iris folded greeting cards. And that was a lot of work. If I put it here, I might have to trim it off after. Let's see, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 5. Back to the hearts. And make sure you cover all the way from one end to the other and don't leave any open spaces. Because when you flip this over, it's like magic. We're seeing what we call the ugly side right now. When you flip this over, that's when the magic happens and you see your true design. So they also have tea folding. If you use, they use tea bags, and they folded tea bags to make designs as well. Let's do 6. And then we'll be able to introduce our 3rd color. So tedious, but I'll tell you, it makes for a lovely card design when you're done. So 7, now we get to introduce our new color, and that would be this teal color. And I'm going to put that right across the top. So every Friday night at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, we will be creating a new project.
Our beautiful iris thing, it looks very complicated, Cindy, but
It really isn't, because as long as you follow the numbers, and because I know what I've done it enough times, I know what I'm doing, but what you want to do is make sure you follow the guide. So color A or pattern A is 1, 3, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17. You see how, and as long as you can follow this, then you should be golden. I know all these colors are on this side and they're going to twist around here. These colors are going to twist around there, and these colors are going to twist around here. So they're all going to keep twirling. You want to make sure that you try to stay on your background of your cardstock. And I'm always putting the full fold against the inside line and have the white strip showing all the way around. Make sure you go beyond on both sides. So you see, it's not really difficult. It's just a little time consuming, but if you do it while you're watching one of the programs that you enjoy sitting in front of and that you don't really have to glue your eyes to see what's going on, you can do it during commercials in that case. See how I only have 3 left plus the big square? So let's finish those last 3 pieces. This is, oh, I'm so excited to see what this looks like when it's done. I know. I don't get out much. So little things excite me. But don't ask my friends because they'll lie and say I never get excited about anything. I miss party pooper. Okay, pink. The last one is pink. You want me to make you one, Melissa? I'll make you one and send it to you. Okay, and then 19 is the last piece, and sometimes you can have these little scraps left over, and that's just enough to put there. So we're not wasting, which is always a good thing. We're trying to do 0 waste, and let's not spend any more money than we already spent. Okay, you have this ugly looking thing, and we have a hole in the center. This is where you put the surprise. For my surprise, I have this plain origami that's not that hologramic looking stuff. And let's see, do I have a pink one? I think I do. So I think we're gonna go with pink because, you know, pink's my color. What can I say? So what you're going to do is cut a piece of paper that's going to fit around there. As you see, I've used this before. I'm going to turn that over. And now I'm going to tape it down on all 4 sides. You ready for the magic? Be careful when you pull your paper off. Do it very slowly so you don't pull the paper off with the tape. Pull the tape off, I mean. And this is where if you put it on your, kind of detact it on your clothing, that's where that helps. Slow and steady, as they say, slow and steady. It's your best results. Now, ready, 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 ready? Ta-da! Isn't that cool? So the next step would be, if you wanted to put it on this card, you can, oops, so see, I have a little excess down here showing. So let's trim that off. Make sure that nothing is showing beyond this. If you do white on white, it doesn't show up, right? So you'd want to put some kind of color behind it. But I went and bought these cards again at Michael's or AC Moore, and they have all kinds of colors in them. So I took one that matched my paper, and I can now put this right on here. And see how that looks? If you want to take some ink or paint and you want to stain the outside edge, you can go ahead and do that. How am I going to adhere this to this? With double-sided tape. I'm going to put it on my website, cindyharrisonart.com, and have some for sale. So this is Wonder Tape, and it's really, really good tape. Supposedly will hold beads to plastic really good. Okay, so I'm going to take that, flip it over again, find the end of this, lie it right across the very edge. Hold it down real tight. Good thing about these tonic scissors is that the tape doesn't stick to it. So you can cut it with the tape and the tape won't stick to it. It's awesome. Let's do some more. I'm going to go around all 4 sides. Put that aside. Burnish that down. If you need a popsicle stick or something like that to burnish that down, do so. Peel that off. If you really were concerned about this popping off, you can put a piece of tape in the center too, but this is really sticky tape. So I am going to just center this on my card. So if you're going to get a package of colorful cards like this, pick it up at the store and go around in the individual book, individual scrap paper or where the books are, and make sure you get paper that matches them. I just happen to luck out with my stock, but there you go. There's your card. Isn't that exciting? I think so. I think it's really beautiful. So another card that I had made with this iris folding, and I've made quite a few, but I'm just going to show you a couple more. Here is a basket, and I put the silver bling in the middle. And these are paper roses. Again, I just bought the paper roses that already had the leaves, and I bought them in the scrapbook section. So I cut out the handle out of the white cardstock and just have it be the blue paper that's in the back. And then I iris folded, and this is kind of, I don't even know what kind of shape that is, but I know there's a word for it. But it has 4 sides, so I could use 3 papers. This would be style number 1 or A, and this would be B, and that would be C. Now I could have used 4 different ones, or I could have used the same, you know, blue or teal there, but I chose to go with 3. The other one is this hat, this lady's hat. So I used 1 color for the brim and the hat part, and then for the ribbon here, I used a 2nd color. Again, using that paper flower, and I used some beads. And this is just black paper that I cut a silhouette out of. And then I accented it by using a complementary color, one of the colors in the paper, to pull that color out, like I did with the pink and the pink flowers, and then the blue and the blue outside edge. So there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed this card making evening with me. Anything to tell me, Melissa? No. Okay.
Oh, I just want to say thank you so much, Cindy. That was really fun. I enjoyed watching you, and I look forward to making more cards and different things. Really cool.
Isn't it cool? So if you're watching this and you are a crafter and you enjoy crafting, please go and like the Bubbler Media page. And I will do more. I want Cre8this to be all about all DIYs, you know, and that I can put in front of the computer. But if you're a painter and you like to do acrylic painting, decorative painting, please join myself and Melissa on Paint with Heart on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, right? Noontime, Pacific. So yeah, so hope to see you. I hope to see you next Sunday on Paint with Heart. If you're a painter or you just are a patron of the arts and you want to join us just to, check us out and hang out with us, we welcome you as well. So until next time, I don't know, create this. Have fun. Bye now.